If we were to do a project that was any kind of a construction project that resulted in the demolition of affordable housing, the borough would be responsible to replace that housing on a one-for-one basis. We would be responsible for assisting those who were displaced. The replacement housing would have to be in the borough. You have to replace the same number of units that you take down. You have to provide them they must be a standard type of house, and they have to remain low and moderate income for 10 years. Any such project is to be thoroughly explained prior to obligating or spending funds. We have never done a project which resulted in any kind of displacement. The last big displacements were done in the 70s and 80s under redevelopment. So we don't get enough money to make doing a large construction project possible. This year, the borough is eligible for $153,141, which is $60 more than we got last year. So the purpose of this meeting is to ask anyone for comments on community needs, how you think money for the 2023 money should be spent, and if you have any comments on the past uses of money. Our past uses of money for the past several years have been housing rehabilitation and curb ramp installation. Since 21 and over the pandemic, we've done about 8 properties in rehab. We seem to be doing fewer properties, but the properties that are coming in that are eligible are in need of much more extensive rehabilitation than we have ever seen before. So, I have one project where we're probably going to use 1/3 of our home money on. Rehab is open to owner-occupied single-family dwellings. Income can't exceed 80% of the area median income. Our average cost of construction has gone up to $43,948. Most of our projects now are prevailing wage, so we have to pay prevailing wage on most of our housing projects now. And that makes it a little harder to get contractors who are willing to go through that, so we have a real limited number of contractors. For rehab, we use a combination of community development block grant funds and home funds. The CD funds generally go for the delivery services, which is getting someone up to the point where we're going to start construction, and then we use the home funds for construction. We also do 1 or 2 projects, construction with CDBG funds on houses. We have one now that's a CDBG project over on Sutcliffe Lane. Curb ramps, the last project we did, which we used 2019 and 2020 CDBG money, and it was done in 2022. We did 8 ramps on the east side of Fayette Street. We have a new project for using 2022 funds, which will happen in 2023 and maybe a little into 2024, where we're going to do 7 ramps on the west side. It would be like the intersection of 4th and Wood. Most of the others are across alleyways, but what that does is that contributes to an accessible route within the borough. So if you've got a stroller with a little one in it, if you've got a little one who doesn't walk real well yet, if you use a cane or a walker, it gives you a better way to be able to get around the borough. So I would ask you at this point if you have any comments on this, if you have any questions about the program, how we operate it, what we do. I would be happy to pass them along and keep them because I have to submit all of this with our application. So if you have any comments or questions.
Chris, I have a question.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
In the explanation, you talked a little bit about sewer.
Yeah.
If someone has an emergency repair need, is this a program that could support an emergency need?
Well, we do try and deal with emergency situations in rehab. To do a sewer project, we'd have to identify it as a sewer project and like how many are you going to do, and the people would have to be low income. They have to meet the 80% of area median income. We can do emergencies with CDBG money, provided we can get to the person's house within 12 months. And we had one situation in the past couple of years where we were able to do that. We had one situation where we did the emergency repair and then a child moved home and we couldn't do the rest of the house. So, they did get something out of the program, but they're very specific. We cannot use home funds for emergencies. We can use CDBG funds if it's someone who's eligible. We have a very, very short list now, so if you have people you think would benefit from this, please let me know. I'd be happy to send them an application or give you a handful of applications to give to them, whatever.
Have you started the projects yet?
Which
For the houses?
we have right now 2 projects under construction. One is going to be finished like the first or second week in August. The other one has probably got about 2 or 3 weeks to go. We are in the process of getting ready to bid a very, very, very large project, which I hope we get 1 or 2 bids on, because it's going to take a while. We usually give people about 90 days to do a project, and we've had one other really large project like this, and so we're probably going to give them 120 days or something. It's just too much to do to get it done in that short a time. But, and Nancy Nugent, who is our intake coordinator, and most of you know Nancy, she is sending out letters to who we have left on the waiting list. Next month, we're going to ask you to approve a change in our guidelines so that we can do houses that have been done before, but maybe not within the past 5 years. No, you have to approve it yet.
Yeah.
I just got around to writing it, I'm sorry.
Chris was busy generating grant awards, rather.
And thank you so much for that, Chris.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
I'm just gonna wait till the hearing's over and then I'll highlight it, so.
Oh, okay. Anyone here have questions? Anyone here know of people who should benefit? If you think of something after you've left, we will accept written comments on this part of the application until the 31st of July.
Chris, I would,
I just have one question.
Sure.
Curious about this. So I understand that there's criteria that has to be met in order for a home to be eligible for this.
Yeah.
How are those homes identified? Are the individuals, the residents of those homes reaching out? Or is there something that maybe through our inspectors, and how does it get identified?
We have done in the last several years, we've done quite a bit of outreach. We did some outreach to the police department and the fire department. We did a mailing to every single-family household in the borough. And we always have something in the newsletter. And Lauren was kind enough to send some information out on her monthly newsletter, and we got quite a number of things like that. People reach out, someone has an emergency, can the borough do anything, I need my roof fixed. So they generally come to us. We ask them to fill out a preliminary application, which just is, name, address, what do you think your income is, what your assets are. Because sometimes when that preliminary application comes in, we know right away that they're not eligible. And so we don't make them wait around. We don't want them to think we're going to be able to get to them right away. But we are moving very quickly through things right now. So when I started here all those years ago, there was like a 2 or 3 year waiting list. Now, we'll probably get to somebody in a couple of months.
which is great. Chris, I know the residents that I gave applications to and got approved, they can't speak highly enough about how you take care of them and explain everything and help them with everything, and then the work getting done on their homes that they would never have been able to get done or do. So they're all extremely grateful.
We've been doing a lot in your ward lately.
Well, it's an older ward, right?
We've done a lot in your ward too, just
So we
not
need-
most recently.
I went and handed applications out to residents that I thought might be interested in them. And there were many
Yeah.
that were. So all of council can do that. You know a lot where, especially like your elderly residents live.
They come to me.
Yeah. Well, I just go to them, so. But thank you for that. They're
pleasure.
all so happy.
And just lastly, to let you know, the second public hearing will be the 6th of September. And the purpose of that meeting is to discuss how the funds will be used, how we're proposing to use the funds, and get questions or comments on that. You'll be asked to do, as you always have, a resolution authorizing the submission of the application, and applications are due on October 28th. So, working only a few days a week, I'm trying to get an early start on things.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
And then now that the hearing is concluded, I just want to thank Chris for her work in getting the Borough of Conshohocken the 902 grant for the recycling truck. She's running away.
I know she is.
We helped with that a lot.
So that was around a $250,000 request, and we were funded about $223,000 of that request. So, we keep Chris very busy in the office, and we couldn't do it without her.
Yes,
So
thank-
thank you, Chris.
Very sweet of you. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
Chris, we truly can't thank you enough for everything you do. We sincerely appreciate all that.
I'm glad I'm able to do something for you.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll call the meeting to order. By the authority vested in me, I hereby declare this meeting of the Conshohocken Borough Council duly open and ready to conduct any business that may come before it. If everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Prior to the borough's regularly public meeting, an executive session was held to discuss personnel and property matters. Steph, could you do roll call?
Councilmember Tatino.
Present.
Councilmember Cerna.
Here.
Councilmember Kingsley.
Here.
Councilmember Barton.
Here.
Councilmember Elam.
Present.
Vice President Sokolowski.
Here.
President Leonard.
Here.
Mayor Aronson.
Here.
Thank you. Is there anyone this evening that has any public comment for the agenda items? Okay, so the first item on the agenda this evening is the consent agenda. The first is to approve and adopt the June 7th and June 21st regular meeting minutes, and the second is to approve the June ending treasurer's report and accounts payable. So if council is so inclined this evening, the first motion is to approve and adopt the June 7th and June 21st regular meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is under is approve the June ending treasurer's report and accounts payable. So the motion is to approve the June ending treasurer's report and accounts payable in the amount of $997,875.03.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is under new business. The first item is to consider approving the terms of compensation for acting chief of police. So if council is inclined this evening, the motion is to approve the terms of compensation for acting chief of police, Dave Lennon.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item is consider approving zoning escrow releases for 227 Washington Street and 111 West 10th Avenue. So the motion in front of council this evening is to approve a zoning escrow release for 227 West Washington Street in the amount of $1,031.33 plus interest, and 111 West 10th Avenue in the amount of $242.33 plus interest.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is consider approving Sora West Financial Security Release Number 12 in the amount of $8,930. So if council is inclined, the motion is approving Sora West Financial Security Escrow Release Number 12 in the amount of $8,930.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item is consider approving Resolution 2023-16 supporting the Fair Housing Act of 1968 as amended in the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commissions. So the motion before council is to approve Resolution 2023-16, supporting the Fair Housing Act of 1968 as amended and the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is consider approving payment certificate number 1 for the 2023 Liquid Fuels Road Program. So if council is inclined, the motion is approving payment certificate number 1 for the 2023 Fuels Road Program in the amount of $134,027.74.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item for council to consider is approving an expenditure request for the Friends of Conshohocken Parks. The motion before council this evening is to approve a $125 expenditure request for the Friends of Conshohocken Parks for the Shoe Drive fundraiser, Got Sneakers.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item is consider approving a tuition reimbursement for Detective Walter for the 2024 winter semester. So if council is inclined this evening, it would be to approve a tuition reimbursement for Detective Walter for the 2024 winter semester in the amount of $1,194.05.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Does anyone have any public comment this evening? Okay. Mayor Aronson?
Thank you, President Leonard. Not quite as fun without cute pictures of Sarah and Thomas, but I did want to make sure our residents knew what a tremendous all-hands-on-deck event the fireworks and the soapbox derby are in Conshohocken. So a big thank you to everyone in the borough and our emergency services for making that happen every year, and I think the feedback has been incredibly positive for both events. So thank you to everyone that helps make that happen for our residents. And then the second thing, just more events in the borough. We have our sprinkler nights and our concerts in the park. The one at Sutcliffe Park last week was just absolutely packed with families. It was awesome. The next one will be Thursday, July 27th at Marywood Park at 6 p.m. for the sprinkler night. And then right after, Where's Pete's going to play at 7 p.m. And then we had a block party over the weekend. Was it 9th Avenue? East 9th?
Mm-hmm.
Kathleen?
Yes.
Guys, okay, sorry. 400 block, and it was a lot of fun. Games, food, DJ. It was actually pretty impressive what our residents threw together. So I know we've been doing more of those lately, and it's just wonderful to see them do that. So thank you. That's it for me.
Thank you, Mayor Aronson. Stacy?
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
I'd just like to give a shout out to everybody to go and check out the benches that we put in the two parks for Ike and for Bob Stokely. And also I want to thank the police for their awesome job done on the July 3rd fireworks. Thank you.
Kathleen?
Nothing, thank you.
Adrian?
Nothing from me.
Karen?
I just wanted to add to what Anita said, that we added benches in recognition for the years of service for James Ike Griffin, who served for 16 years, and that bench is at Aubrey Collins. And then Bob Stokely for 20 years, and his is at Sutcliffe.
At the basketball courts.
Right outside, yes, directly next to the basketball courts, which is very fitting for all the time that Bob is included with the efforts at Sutcliffe Park.
Thank you. Tina?
I just want to remind folks that we do have access on the website, and you can do it via your mobile phone for constituent concerns in the Borough of Conshohocken. So if you go on the website, there is a link there. It's very easy to report concerns that you have about the borough, that you want Borough to look into, as well as we also have the concern on the police website. So if there are concerns out there, I know the police are working through, and I have definitely seen police presence along the streets in Conshohocken. So I do think that that's been helpful to help position folks where we have complaints. So thank you.
That's everyone, so let's see, meeting adjourned.